Hey folks, welcome to InTheMoneyStocks.com's live trading action video. My name is Gareth Soloway, Chief Market Strategist here. Today's date is Wednesday, February 24th, 2016. I want to analyze Apple today, guys. I want to give you all the insight, what levels, where is Apple going, is it going up, is it going down? That's what we're going to discuss in this video. I'm going to base it off the PPT methodology, price pattern and time, analyzing the charts. All right, obviously today's price action on Apple is somewhat bullish, right? So Apple opened sharply lower and reversed, and while the market reversed off the lows today on the SPY, we've seen Apple actually go green as opposed to the SPY being off of its lows, and I'll show it to you now, but not in the green. So again, you can still see the spiders here opening sharply lower and a nice little move up, don't get me wrong, but the key is here, Apple in a short term, just meaning on an intraday basis, has turned green. That is an overall positive for the stock. So that's the first thing you want to take note of. So Apple, right there, a small positive. Not overwhelmingly because this is the intraday chart, but somewhat on the positive side. Next, we want to go to the daily chart. Now, the first thing that strikes me on the daily chart is somehow there's a lot of support right down here, right? Pivot low, pivot low, pivot low, pivot low. We retraced, and we're kind of getting a bounce off of this level again. So this is support. What we're going to do now is zoom out and see why. Well, right away I zoom out and look at this. Pivot low from this day right here matches perfectly. So that's huge support. All right, and if we zoom out a little bit more, you can see the bigger chart pattern. Now, right off the bat, I can tell you my bias. My bias is positive on Apple short term, near term. Why? Well, basically, as long as you have this area intact and you haven't broken it, then you should look at Apple as a potential upside move. And again, you can see, again, you had a nice move up, and now you're retracing, now you're starting to move up. But again, as long as you hold this line, which is at $92.50, I would have a positive view on Apple. Okay, now what's the upside potential on Apple? Not overwhelmingly short term. You have the 50 MA here and a little pivot area right here. I would say you have about 101.5 upside potential. So it's about a $6.50 upside move on Apple short term. Now, the bigger picture is what's scary on Apple. So while I would say you could go long Apple here and ride it till about 101, 101.5, I would say once you get there, you need to say, I'm taking my money and I'm running. And the reason is because anytime you have a pivot low here, you're going to get a lot of support here. But the problem is you're not getting a very big bounce off of this. Notice how it's not like you reversed dramatically to the upside. You're kind of hammering on it multiple times. The rule of thumb is when you hammer on a resistance or support line, this is a support line, multiple times, it weakens that support line. So what this tells me is that eventually you're going to come down, retest, and break. And when you break that level, you have a couple more places you're going to go. Number one, there's going to be a pivot support at $90 right here. Secondary support at $86. A third target support at 83, 80, and then the big one down at 75. And I will tell you this right now, if my projections are correct, I do see Apple potentially getting to $75, $20 lower. That would be quite a sell-off. If that happens, the markets are absolutely decimated. We're probably down 30% from the highs on the stock market, if maybe 35% if we get there. So again, you can thread the needle and go long for a short amount of time, but then expect more downside, folks. Expect more downside on Apple. All right, hope you learned something here, guys. And again, short-term positive bias on Apple, longer-term negative, substantially negative bias on Apple. Take care. Join us at InTheMoneyStocks.com.